Hi there, online learners. So today you are going to need a piece of paper. It can be like a computer piece of paper or a blank piece of paper, a pencil, a pencil, and if you have a printer, you can print out the quick count checkpoint record sheet. So I attached the Google form for this, so you can, if your parents have a printer. If not, you can just, basically we're going to be numbering 1 through 5 with 5 10 frames, okay? So if not, don't worry about it. But we will need a piece of paper so that way you guys can do some practice ones with me. All right, I'm going to share my screen. My iPivo going. All right, friends. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use these fancy, no number cards today. We're actually going to just be using this number rack. So with the number rack, let's review. How many red beads are on top? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many white beads are on top? Another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many beads all together on top? 10. 5 plus 5 using computational fluency, think about your fingers, is 10. So if you look at the number rack, it looks like there's the same amount of red on the bottom and the same amount of white on the bottom. So how many are on bottom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many are on the right hand side? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20. All right, today we are going to draw a number rack. So on your piece of paper, I would just put number 1. We're going to draw a 10 frame. So draw a rectangle. Beauty of online learning, pause if you need to. We're going to draw a line in the middle, and then we're going to have 5 columns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make sure and count that there's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. So number 1, this is just for practice. So number 1, if I were to show you the beads, we're going to work with whatever is on the left-hand side. So this is my left-hand side. I know this because if I make the letter L with my index and my thumb, it shows it's the letter L. If I did it with my right hand, it would be a backwards L. That is how we know this is our left-hand side. So if I were to push over this many, we are looking at just these beads. So don't even focus on these beads. How many are over here? I'm still going to show you this side, but we're only focusing on the left-hand side. So I want you to draw dots. So if you look at this number rack, you can see that there's 1 red bead on the right-hand side. So you know that this whole number rack, or this 10 frame, isn't going to be filled because there's 1 still with the whites. So we're not going to fill that one. How many are on the bottom? 2. So pause the video if you need to, catch up, take a look. How many dots are in this 10 frame now? How many on top? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, because 1 less than 5 is 4. How many on bottom? 1, 2. 4 plus 2 more. Let's add them. 4, 5, 6. Remember computational fluency? We're going to start with the larger number and add on. Rather than going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're going to say 4, 5, 6. So I know that there are 6 beads on the left-hand side. Let's try it again. We're going to do number 2. We're going to draw a 10 frame. So same picture that you did right above it. Draw a line in the middle. Make sure there are 10 spots, because if not, we don't want a 12 frame or a 14 frame, we want a 10 frame. I can count by twos. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Awesome. Pause the video if you need to. Say, if I reset this, remember we're looking on the left-hand side, so if I reset my number rack, what if I had this? If I flash this to you and I took it away really fast, could you draw the checkpoint without pausing the video? Can you remember? If so, try it. Look for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and I'm going to take it away. Try drawing the dots. I think I remember all of the red on top were pushed over. I remember one just being on the bottom. If I were to show it to you again, is that true? It is. Look at that. All the red are to the left-hand side. One is on the bottom. So that's what I recorded in my 10 frame. How much is this all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that it's 5. I didn't even have to count that because my brain was like, hey, this is a 10 frame. 5 plus 5 is 10. If that top row is filled up, it means that's 5 plus one more. Look, it's 6. But look how these 6s came to a different answer. All right, let's try another one. Pause the video if I'm going too fast. Awesome. Double check that it's a 10 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We know that if there's 5 on top, there's 5 on bottom. So this is a 10 frame. All right. Here is my number rack. If I were to push over, we are just looking at the left-hand side. We're just looking at the left-hand side. We're trying to count these. We're going to put the dots in the corresponding boxes. Try it. Remember, take a look, snapshot it. If I were to take it away, could you remember what was on top and what was on bottom in the 10 frame? Try it again. You had to. How many on top? How many on bottom? I'm going to take it away. Try it. Try drawing it. I remember the bottom being all 5 were to the left. I do remember that. The top, I think there were 2 for sure. Let's check. Oh, look at that. There were 2 over here. And we know that 5 red are right there. So we know if there were 2 right there, that means 3 would have to be on the side, because 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to add 1 more dot. Catch up, guys. Let's see how many this is. 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Awesome. If you have a printer, you're going to use this sheet. I'm going to use this sheet because I have it printed in front of me. You don't have to use it. If you want, you can just, you can practice on this sheet again. Okay, you write the word practice, and then draw another 10 frame box. Make sure it's 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's 10. I'm going to use this sheet. I'm going to try it one more time. So all of the beads are over to the right-hand side. We're going to count what's to the left-hand side. So this, we are going to basically, I'm going to flash you guys. I'm going to flash you with this number rack, and I'm going to take it away. This is going to be part of your test, but we're going to do a practice, 2 practice ones with each other, okay? So if I were to, I'm going to make it and then I'll flash it to you guys. If I were to do this for 3, 2, 1, don't pause the video, you would say, oh, you pushed only 1 over. So that would be the first 10 frame practice. Let's try another one. All right, ready? And let me double check, but I think I can only flash you for such a short amount of time. It says, yep. Show each of the bead arrangements pictured here for only 2 seconds. So you guys only have 2 seconds now. Don't pause the video on this portion, okay? This is the time that you can't, because I want to see what your brain can remember. So if I were to flash you for 2 seconds, ready, set, go. All right, draw it. I remember all of the top, all of the red being pushed over, and then 2 on the bottom. Okay, let's double check. Let's double check. Does that 10 frame look like this? It sure does. All right, so quick count checkpoint record sheet. This is just to see how fast you count. Please do not pause the video because this is an assessment. This is like one of our first assessments. Assessment is just basically to show the teacher what you know. So let's start with number 1. Let's start with number 1. I'm only going to show you for 2 seconds, and I'm not going to write this in number 1 because you guys are going to be uploading this. So you're going to upload 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to take a picture of your sheet, okay? And if you're just doing it on a piece of paper, then on your piece of paper, I want you to label 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Make sure it's not like this one though, because we did label these ones. And if you are doing it on this piece of paper, just make sure, maybe even like X them out. Make sure you start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you have access to a printer, you're going to be doing it on this sheet, and then you'll take a picture and upload it into the discussion box. So number 1, I can only show you for 2 seconds, friends. On your mark, get set, go. All right, good job, friends. Pause the video if you need to. Let's go on to number 2. Ready? This is for number 2. Set. Remember, don't pause the video because you can only see this for 2 seconds. Go. Good job. Write it down. Number 3, I can only show this for 2 seconds, so do not pause the video. Ready, set. All right, draw what you saw on that left-hand side on number 3. Number 4, look at the whole number rack when you look at these, so that way your brain can differentiate the red and the whites. I can only show you this for 2 seconds. So ready, set. Draw that in number 4. And last but not least, remember, look at the whole number rack. Remember how I said it's kind of like the ladybugs, the red ladybugs and the white ladybugs? If we know that all red ladybugs are on one side, then you'll see the white separate. All right, number 5. I can only show this for 2 seconds. Ready? Awesome job, guys. Finish that up. Don't rewind the video. You're going to take a picture of this and upload it to our discussion board. If Miss Lane wants it a different way, then you might have to email or take a picture and send it to her, okay, guys? But this was our first assessment. Have a wonderful weekend.